The B Plus Recap Countdown.
Hey, what's going on everybody? B Plus here. Thank you so much for checking out yet another recap countdown video. I have a great one prepared for you. As always, we're going to be taking a look at Mission's latest project entitled Less is More. Now, Mission is a vet in this Christian hip hop space. He's been around for quite a few years. I actually kind of categorize him more on the gospel rap side of things, but however you categorize him, one thing is for sure, he keeps getting better and better and better. If this is your first time checking out Mission's work, you're in for a treat. Now, if this is your first time checking out our recap countdown video really quickly, here's how I run things. I give you my 5 favorite bars, my 4 favorite beats, my 3 favorite tracks, my 2 favorite features, and I'll round everything out with one final recap. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and let's get into this recap countdown.
5 bars.
Ain't no woman like the one I got. You know, if I had them packs on me, she'd spin that block. If I pass her the blick, she'd take that shot. But it said she prayed for me when the things got hot. They were if I been going hard, I probably should sleep. I know I just ate, but I still gotta eat. I pull up to the table, they had them a beat. I don't say what I'm planning, I'm moving discreet. I spit it with passion, I'm moving the streets. Y'all moving with snakes, y'all John Crease. I had to sit up and pray in the morning. Please do not hit me unless it's important. I'm interested in making a fortune. You got a spot on the team if you're fortunate. I let it come when it comes, you force it. I'm trying to walk out my faith in some forces. How many times I'ma say it ain't for me? Say he's still mad cause my mom ain't abort me. That can't move. He got a bag and taking care of his kids. Ain't have to tell him he just changing what the stigma is. Do some cash and his wife, he got her hair pins and her nails did. Working together, they been handling the business. This for the ones committing offenses. This for the victim, it's for the addicted. This for the dealers, this for the ones that thought they sins ain't fit forgiveness. This for the ones that's not mentioned. This for the poor, this for the riches. This for the ones that want to die, but we need you to keep on living.
Now, Mission is one of those rappers that when he speaks, is really coming from a very real and genuine place. I really liked his line on Diamond where he placed a very high importance of a praying wife in your life, and that goes for both spouses. That's a very important thing. Next up, I liked his line on Generally Speaking 3. I like the John Kreese Karate Kid reference there. That one really stood out to me. Okay, so next up, I really enjoyed the entire song I'm Back, but the particular line that I chose in there, I really enjoyed it just because it talked about every area of life. I mean, we pray, we work hard, we dream big, but ultimately we leave it up to God, and it's in his hands for just how things kind of turn out, and we don't force anything. Okay, so the bars that I chose on Outside, I really enjoyed that line just because there is a terrible stigma around black fathers and them not being in the home and not being in their wives' lives and things like that. But all the black men that I know in my lives are very much in their children's life. They're in their wives' lives and things like that. So and if you just look at the statistics nationally, that largely is a myth. So I just enjoyed that that line in general about just like a black family just doing their thing. Okay, so my favorite bar on this project goes to Worthy, the line from Worthy. I'll get into a whole lot more about Worthy later on in this review, but for right now, I'll just say the gospel is for the overlooked, and that's what that bar was all about. All right, let's go ahead and hop into my 4 favorite beats.
4 beats.
By the bando, he put a string like a banjo. I show my face, no mask on. Wife red on me, she bad though. I'm Michael Jackson, I'm bad though. They wanna come out the bed though. Don't even know why they mad for. You better use your manners. Back to attacking the beat. I gotta fall the lead. I do not eat off the tree. I see his notice. Let's get bring him outside. Bring him outside. Let's get bring him outside. Bring him outside. Let's go. Let's go. Whoa. Oh, you can cancel all your plans. You're my diamond girl. You're the one that I quit the game for. You're so fancy, girl. I can give you everything.
Okay, so the majority of this project was produced by a producer by the name of Brandon P. But Brandon P and Mission actually go back quite a ways. They go all the way back to the RPSMG days. That's the Rock, Paper, Scissors Music Group days. Those two and a few other people got together and created this collective, put out a lot of dope, fun music in the early 2010s. And then even here more recently, Brandon P and Mission have a couple of projects together entitled Barely Finished and Barely Finished 2. So their chemistry is real. They've been doing their thing together for a long time. So I really enjoyed their collaboration on this project. But also there was a song by the name of Bando, produced by a producer by the name of Chewy. Really enjoyed the grittiness of that one. And then later on in the project, KAG, another person from the RPSMG days, produced a couple of my favorite tracks. And speaking of my favorite tracks, let's get into my 3 favorite tracks on this project.
3 favorites.
I'm finna go up, no slacking, just action, that's facts, and I swear ain't no capping. Honestly, I cannot get too attached. How he's off for the latch and I throw all the baggage. You judge a book by its cover, I'm covered. I know he gon' finish the story. Really is nothing to send him in action. I promise to chill, and that's word to my shorty. Mission.
Sometimes I'm a fall, gotta get up, yeah. I've been through some things I just can't forget.
Hey, the confession, I know what to say. Yeah, watch a man, he came to seek and devour. Watch a man, he came to seek and devour. Watch a man, he came to seek and devour.
When he see them and what's they getting on breezy, BK cause the pockets is on E. Ain't no hope in this life when the OGs. How you selling outside on the cold street?
Don't stay down, you. Don't you drown, you. Wear your crown, you. Worthy is the land. Worthy is the land. Worthy is the land. You just see my weakness, he see gold. All that dirty, washed it white as snow. You see me as broke, he see me as whole. We got up in rows, all of you exposed.
Okay, so I gotta be honest, I did not plan for things to go this way, but it just kind of worked out this way. My 3 favorite songs on this project actually go in order. They are the 8th, 9th, and 10th song on this project. So let's go ahead and get into Proud. I just really enjoyed that song from start to finish. The sample by Donnie McClurkin, that's a classic song by Donnie McClurkin. Perfectly sampled. The soulful chorus, I wasn't familiar with the feature lady who was singing on that song, but she killed it. Enjoyed that. And also just the vulnerability of that song as well. And then we'll get into the feature artist on that song a little bit later, but let's move on to Seek and Devour. And I really enjoyed that one because I'm currently studying Peter, and I'm thoroughly convinced that just as the enemy desired and demanded to sift Peter as wheat, he's still doing the same things today. And when he's trying to sift you as wheat, he's ultimately trying to seek and he's trying to devour you. So I really enjoyed that song and it really stuck with me. And lastly, let's talk about Worthy, my favorite track on this entire project. Now, as I mentioned before, the gospel is for the overlooked. Now, the overlooked already have like the feeling of shame that that they've gotten into some things in their lives that they wish they hadn't got into, like drugs, like crime, like addiction, and things like that. So they already have that shame weighing down on them. And then on top of that, for some reason, sometimes believers feel like people have to be kind of cleaned up when they first come to Christ, and they don't really extend the grace and compassion as they're just trying to make their way into the door. So I feel like that's what this song is all about. Not only is this one of my favorite songs on this project, it's one of my favorite songs in Christian hip hop and gospel rap for the year. And then also the music video in and of itself, that's one of my favorite videos of the year. So shout out to you, Mission. I really enjoy Worthy. Now let's hop on to my 2 favorite features.
2 features.
Yeah, 824 like Kobe, yeah. Brand new plan, big old man, not the old me, yeah. He the big guy, made some shake, call him big homie, yeah. I cannot lose nobody, who you fooling? Yeah, we gon' be straight. Running round up in the favor like merry-go. Feel the spirit in the building like there we go. Turn 180 to myself at the burial. Demons shining, but they know they're not scaring them. No way. I put that on my mama and homie. Had to change up my life, it was lonely.
The wifey and I get into it, it's breaking my heart if she leave. I got a hard time shedding tears, cause I never saw mine, never grieve. And tell me it's all fine, never feared, and help me to walk, cry, and believe in a God who would love high in a tree. Let him flog him to be what he destined to be. And up on the cross, died for the lost guys. He was on it and checking for me. But that's why I know it's a blessing to see. Cause my old man was a deadbeat, but then Christ came through and beat death like Rocky punching on the red meat. Oh man.
Okay. I have a couple disclaimers because it was virtually impossible to pick just 2 of my favorite features on this project, but
disclaimer number 1.
Every single time Paris Careers is on or featured on a project, it's probably going to be one of my favorite features on the project, but I can't pick him on every single recap countdown video.
Disclaimer number 2.
Cannon is the same way. Cannon is one of the dopest rappers, Christian or not. He's just one of the dopest rappers. He can rap fast with clarity, and I don't know how he does it. So those are my 2 disclaimers. Obviously, I probably would have had more. They probably would have been on here, but I want to kind of spread the wealth a little bit. Okay, now that I got all the disclaimers out the way, I really enjoyed Scooty Wop on this project. I first heard about him on the song Stick by Rockstar JT. He just really gave this album, he gave that song the vibe that it needed, the energy. It's not the normal style of rap that I listen to, but I was just captivated, and I think I rewound his verse back. Not rewound, but I actually clicked a little button and I drug it back about 3 or 4 times just because Scooty Wop killed that. And lastly, my favorite feature on this project, it has to go to Jared Sanders. I mean, what can I say? He's one of the greatest lyricists in the CHH world. He's almost a lot like Paris and Cannon for me. Whenever they are featured on a project, I'm tempted to break all my rules and just go listen to that one song first. I never do that on first listen. I always listen from start to finish, all the way through on a nice set of headphones. But whenever I see Jared Sanders, as well as Cannon, as well as Paris, I'm tempted to just listen to them first. But Jared Sanders really brought it on this track. His vulnerability, his storytelling ability, just his relaxed flow, but still attacks the beat. I just enjoyed everything about it. And then also at the very end, he always points everything back to Christ, and I really love that. So with that being said, let's get into my 1 final recap.
1 recap.
Okay, so I was super excited when this album dropped, and I really wanted to do this recap countdown video closer to its release date, but life just kind of happens. I wasn't able to do that, but here it is. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. One of the other things I really enjoyed about this project is that Mission was really able to mix in some of our seasoned vets in our space, like the V Roses, the Pastor 83s, even the Cannons, and kind of mix it in with some of the newer school people like Scooty Wop, Paris Careers, and the list goes on. So, and another thing that I really enjoyed about this project is the contrast from the start of the album to the end of the album. Now, the start of the album had more up-tempo, dance, vibey type tracks, but then by the end of the album, it was more some of the heavier topics, the more vulnerable subjects were discussed. But sandwiched in between there was a track that I haven't talked about yet, and that track goes by the title of Dangerous. Now, I enjoyed that just because of the storytelling. That particular track, you need to listen to it a couple of times to kind of hear everything that's going on there. So make sure you don't skip over Dangerous. I didn't have it in the countdown, but I had to make sure that I give that one a quick highlight. Okay, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this recap countdown video. Wherever you go to stream, buy your music, make sure you go look up Mission and his latest project entitled Less is More. You will not be disappointed, and I hope that this recap countdown really puts you guys on. You can also feel free to follow me on Twitter. I can be found at DJ_B_plus. You can make sure that you hit me up there, or you can drop down in the comment section below and let me know what your favorite songs were, what your favorite beats were, what your favorite bars were, and also let me know which were your favorite features on this project, because God knows there was a lot of them on there. And lastly, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And a lot of you guys that have been checking out my videos are not subscribed to the channel yet, so make sure you do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it on all your social media outlets. Spread the word about this channel. I have a lot of fun doing it, and I just want to keep it going. And once again, I am B+, and until next time, peace in, confusion out, and be positive.